Good morning! I think I mentioned in my January 29th blog that Allison, my wife, and I went to a home show here south of Boston. We've got three agenda items for this year, other than a wedding and two kids going off to college. We've got three agenda items on the house. This is year two of our renovation project. And one is the gutters, one is the back patio, and the other one is the new driveway. And we're trying to line up all these ideas for improvement and figure out which ones we can afford. So we go to this home show, and in the blog I talked about the graphics of the home show and how they don't always match the quality of the workmanship, but they sure do represent it, whether the worker knows that or not. Well, so does the sales rep. So I had an experience a couple of days ago with one of the salespeople that whose company we saw at the show. This guy came and I started talking to him, but then my phone rang and I had a client who called me 24 hours early by mistake and I had to take the call. And I passed the sales piece off, the presentation off to Allison. Well, she ended up just absolutely furious with this guy. He was obnoxious, and he didn't even measure the back patio because he could just eyeball it from here, and he designs patios, and it was so bad that obviously he's not getting the job. But I got thinking about it, I'll bet the owner has no idea why he didn't get that job. Because as my sister used to say, everyone's the hero in their own story. So I would imagine that guy drove away, called his boss up and said, boy, those Farquharsons, they're idiots. What do they know? And, the guy was this and the guy was that. And he couldn't even sit through the entire conversation because he had to take a phone call. And you know what? That's fine. If that's what helps him to sleep at night, that's cool. But if you're the owner of that company, wouldn't you want to know that you've got a lousy sales rep? Wouldn't you want to know that this guy is not representing you well? Well, let me ask you something, owners and managers. When's the last time you went on a four-legged sales call? When's the last time you listened in on a sales call? I'm not talking about being brought into large accounts where they want to introduce you and they say some wonderful things about the salesperson. And we just love Bill and he's just fantastic. No, I'm talking about, are you sitting and listening to what they're saying to new customers, how they are representing your company? We do this for a little while with new sales reps. This guy in particular was no new sales rep. He just had too much something. He was way over the top. And yet he's got the confidence. He's got the product knowledge. So my point is that if you're listening to this as a salesperson, just understand that you got to hone your skills and you've got to represent your company. Okay, but if you're listening to this as a president, as a manager, then I think you really need to check in on your salespeople, because you don't know what you don't know. And while the sales might be okay, I hear that there are salespeople who are making calls on companies and the reaction is, we had a bad experience with your company years ago. It was a bad sales rep. It was a bad job. That stuff sticks around for a long, long time. So maybe what you could do is you could pick up the phone and call some of these prospects that didn't work out, these jobs that you lost, and find out why. The answer might surprise you. Not in a good way, but it's information that you need to have. I will not be calling up this company. I will not be telling the owner of the company that he's got a terrible sales rep. I just don't think it's my place. I don't have the time for it. But certainly, I'm going to hang on to his card, and I'm going to remember, and we're going with somebody else. And that's it. I will talk to you next week.